Good morning and welcome to everybody that is joining us this morning on a beautifully sunny morning in Stoke. You've joined us here for is it track 2 or track 1?
Track 1, I think.
I think we're on track 1 for the semi-final of the Tier 2 WFTDA and British Champs. Up today we have North Wales versus Nottingham. Both amazing games yesterday if you didn't catch them, but you'll be able to see how they get on through the next hour. I'm Coco.
And I'm Tiny Tanium, and we're going to give you a quick rundown of the rosters. So playing for North Wales today in purple, we have 107 Spider Slam, 137 Trick Sanchez, your captain 14 Sharp Attack, 162 Merrill Streak, 191 Megan Love, 225 Jabberwocky, 23 MC Slammer, 247 Basket Case, 41 Hurst, 612 Max Payne, 7 Cyclo, 73 Brewski, 888 Chellraiser, number 9 Skatey Perry, and 953 Knocker Blocker Glory.
And up skating for Nottingham Roller Derby in green today, we have 000 Gemarg, 117 Skate Bush, 12 Alf, 13 Blocking J, 152 Fran Solo, 16 Tornado, 1837 Pucker Up, 21 Rocks and Roll, 300 Greek Frighten, who will be your captain today, 41 Aztec Smash, 47 Sabotage, 58 Buckland, 628 Nicky Situation, 72 Souza, and 911 Crash Call. So, do you want to go through some of the scores that we came up with yesterday in their previous games?
Yeah, definitely. So yesterday, North Wales played Riot City Ravens, and they came out with a score of 183 to North Wales to 125 to Riot. It was quite an interesting matchup because they played each other previously at the Chartist Cup, which North Wales took for the overall win of the Cup, but Riot actually beat them at the Chartist Cup, so it seems like they took some tactics from that. And then yesterday, Nottingham played Hallam. Nottingham coming out with 173 to Hallam's 155.
Yeah, I caught a bit of that yesterday. Really quite interesting matchup from the Nottingham versus Hallam. Really quite evenly matched, which is kind of every time that Nottingham have played Hallam Hellcats, it's always been quite a close game. It was really, really interesting to watch. So I think that from both sides of these, from North Wales and from Nottingham today, I think we're really ready to see some great derby. So if you haven't been paying attention to roller derby in general, we wouldn't be here without our amazing officials. So we'd just like to take 2 minutes out, well, not even 2 minutes because we've got 1 minute left, 30 seconds to go through the amazing officials that we have for us today.
So I'll start with your non-skating officials, and we have got Beth Case Scenario, Holtz, Thelma Killer Skate, Beth Case Scenario again, I think she might be the crew head, Sherry Bobbins, Night Furious, Lauren Smackall, Twixie, Mademoiselle, Obliticate, Mario, and Pretty Miffed.
And your on-skating officials is Refresh, Big Whoop, Sui, Magpie, Simply the Beast, Cluster Schmuck, Referendum, and Red. We have 30 seconds to gameplay, and we can see we have our teams lining up on track now. It looks like up to jam for Nottingham Roller Derby is Tornado. Put a great stint in yesterday against Hallam, and I cannot see because we haven't got the best view up here. We can see their fronts, just not their backs. So we have, they give me the back of the shirt there. Fantastic. Thank you very much. That's Merrill Streak. Off to a great start. Tornado pushing up front there with those North Wales strong blockers, scooching through the outside, and there we go. Oh, but it looks like Merrill Streak skipped through there and has been given the lead jammer status.
I think we'll see a lot of gameplay like this today. It was getting quite close yesterday, and as you can see, it's getting even closer today. They're going to force the call-offs all the way through.
Yeah, it looks like the packs are quite evenly matched in this one, so I think it's this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, North Wales really demonstrated the prowess to kind of employ the hit it and quit it approach yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with that approach in mind.
Yeah, it's short, fast derby. Yes. We'll have to just keep an eye on it. In case you didn't know, there's also another game going on the other track, so if you wonder about there's other whistles going on, that's what's happening. Just watch what's going on screen. Oh, big hit there through to Trick Sanchez to get your lead jammer status. Kerry Buckland taking a big hit, being recycled back. And it seems that the Nottingham 3-wall wasn't quite a match for Trick Sanchez pushing through for their scoring pass.
Oh, Trick Sanchez doesn't care. She just goes through like there's no blockers there.
Buckland was using some amazing footwork to get past and out to get lap, but obviously Trick Sanchez knows what's going on. Hit it and quit approach, like you said.
You'll notice from North Wales there's quite a lot of great communication from the bench. You can even hear it usually on the stream that they're just screaming, call it off! And it's great to have a really strong bench crew in situations like this, because when it's fast derby, trying to concentrate on what you're doing while you're skating is just a bit too much sometimes.
Exactly. I think sometimes the bench crews there's a lot of hand gestures, and some people prefer that, but myself personally, I will shout very, very loudly to my team. Little jammer on jammer action there to start. We've got Chelraiser versus Gemog. Gemog being a really, really strong jammer and did really, really well today, and showing that this morning. Chelraiser with this start off. Really, really having a little bit of trouble with those Nottingham blockers there. Close to some really strong. Some penalties being doled out there, but can you see the start? I can't see the start currently. I'm glad they can. I think it's still, yes, it's still with Chelraiser at the moment. So it's taking them quite a long time to fight through that wall.
Of course, what we've got to remember is yesterday they were really evenly matched games, so they're going to be exhausted at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And coming out to play again.
Tournament play is always exhausting for everybody involved. The teams, obviously, they had one each yesterday, and I think they were just glad that they didn't have to play the second on the first day, which means they're coming in playing 2 games each today. Chelraiser out and lapping. I think that's Greek frightening off, returning from the box. Aztec Smash going to the box. If I'm correct in saying, Gemog is currently sat in the penalty box for a cut track penalty. So Chelraiser will be following round, making the most of this.
It's interesting to see a difference in tactic today from North Wales. Yesterday they were all about the strong defence, and today they seem to be going in for a lot of offence.
I think a lot of teams actually had really, really strong defence yesterday, to a point where there was very, very slow moving packs, really strong brace walls, and essentially it just looks like the jammers weren't going anywhere. So I think a change up of tactics from most people today would be really, really interesting to see. Huge jam for North Wales on that one, taking 12 points. Nottingham Roller Derby coming away with 8. Obviously, we are having Tornado up for the next jam, and that is basket case for North Wales Roller Derby. Basket case is still being given a hard time by those Nottingham blockers. Alf blocking Jay on top of basket case. Big hit from Alf there. Bodies everywhere.
And you can see it's all about momentum for these two teams. Once they seem to get absorbed into the pack, they find it really difficult to get back out again. It's all about getting that powerful start.
Exactly. Lovely little footwork there from Tornado just to pass the last blocker. And as you see, blocking Jay just being sent off there. Looks like we're about even Stevens on penalty-wise. I mean, we're only going into the 4th jam now. And I think, obviously, there's a lot for this early on in the game. So I think it's something that both teams are going to need to keep a handle on. Because, as we all know, can win or lose games.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely different to yesterday, especially for North Wales. They had a really, really low penalty count at the end of the game yesterday, so maybe it's just the tiredness.
It's possible, and it's early.
It is early.
No one likes to play like the first games on a tournament day. Just like, I know a lot of the Nottingham crew have been up since 5. Not happy with that. As she sits here with a coffee.
So we've got a timeout for Nottingham at the minute, and I've got to say this is really confusing me, this purple-green situation we've got going on, because of course North Wales play in purple and the other colour is green. So
we had a couple of ones last year that was quite interesting. We had green and white and green.
Of course.
So green seems to be quite a popular colour with a lot of teams.
Roller derby teams always come in with the sensible uniform choices.
Exactly. It's all about, well, you know, no one wants to go for pink because that's already claimed.
Yeah, definitely. At least it's high contrast, the situation we're in.
It's very true.
I don't know which team's which, but at least I know who's on each team.
But there's colours, they're moving. Up next we have Merrill Streak for North Wales, and we have Tornado once again for Nottingham. Straight through for Merrill Streak to get your lead jammer status.
So this is definitely one of those jostling games where they're going to keep pitting each other.
Definitely. I think it's going to be a lead change ahoys across the game. I think it's so close right now. I think we're down to 2 blockers from each team there.
And of course, they're speeding up the pack so that they can't catch and get those last few points before the call.
I think if you want to get your blockers out, I think it looks like Merrill Streak is probably going to run this jam and try and get as many of their blockers out as possible. Tornado using that smooth, slidey footwork to get through. Caught right at the end there, but stays in. This looks to be quite a high-scoring jam from both teams. Even Stevens all the way through. And one last 4 points for Merrill Streak.
It's really interesting how fast the jammers are in this game. They're really agile. I mean, it seems like they're moving faster than the refresh rate of our screen.
Turns out it's like a strobe. But we have, I've heard a lot from referees this weekend, well, especially yesterday, say, the backs are so fast. And yeah, it's very indicative of the gameplay that we've seen. And that is Trick Sanchez stepping through on the inside to get lead jammer status. We have Skatebush up as your jammer for Nottingham, taking some big hits on the inside there and a run back. And Skatebush, yes, unfortunately got caught by that ghost cut and will sit in the penalty box. Beautiful work from Trick Sanchez there.
We've got a lovely view here to give a quick shout out to our co-announcers who are announcing in-house at the minute. You can see Snoogs and Riggs there.
The wonderful, wonderful Snoogs and Riggs. Beautiful. We've also got an amazing view of that hit just there right in front of us.
It's just the sheer power in that kind of movement.
Yeah, I mean, you see there are a lot of powerful jammers out there, but it's great to see the balance between the really steppy, agile jammers and the power jammers today.
Yeah, it's really nice to see how the game's changing. I mean, I remember when I first started playing and it was all about the small, little, nippy jammer. And it's lovely to see some of like the taller, bigger people that are just coming with sheer force.
Yeah, I mean, the way in which the game's changed, I think, has definitely changed the way jammer rotations work, the way blocker rotations work. The introduction of the tripod wall is so much harder to get around.
It is.
You can't just push it anymore. Yeah, so with changing tactics come changing skaters. Oh, absolutely beautiful footwork there from Skatebush to stay in around that outside. Skatebush, sorry, Charles Racer sees it.
We can see the score opening up a bit now. So it's all about getting these leads in now.
It is, yeah. North Wales so aware of what's going on track and just inching those 4 points, 4 points, 4 points, and sometimes that's all it takes. Like I said, we need to still keeping an eye on these penalties. There's 2 people on 2 penalties for both teams, with a smattering of penalties elsewhere. Gemog up to jam for North Wales, and basket case once again for, sorry, Gemog for Nottingham.
See, you're
case.
doing it now.
I
The colours are confusing.
I just can't read properly.
They both start with N and they have similar colours. It's all very confusing.
And that was basket case there, taking 4 points and calling again. I think this is going to be a similar theme throughout the game.
So at this point, you can see that North Wales are on about double what Nottingham are on at the minute, but we've still got a lot of the game left, so there's definitely a chance to shut that down. And we've got your lead jammer going to Nottingham. We can see some lovely footwork around the outside there from Meryl Street. Oh, and an unfortunate hit coming out of the pack. And then, of course, the pack's going to speed up to try and catch her. But she gets those points in just in time. Interesting that we're not seeing the hit it and quit it approach here when Nottingham are getting the lead. And this is what happened with North Wales and Riot City yesterday. They just didn't, it took them a while to get onto the tactic of hitting and quitting.
And again, getting a 4-point differential from North Wales there. A little bit more effort to get the extra pass in, but you're still getting the 4-point differential. You've always got to try for the second passes, see whether or not you can get a little bit more than the one pass, but
it's always worth it. 1 point can win the game.
We see it is only 1 point from that last pass now. The scores have been totted up, so that was 8-7 in that last jam. 1 point still counts.
Definitely.
Was that Trick Sanchez trying a little bit of jammer on jammer action on Tornado there? Didn't slow them down for long.
Not at all.
And Tornado taking hits in her stride. Trick Sanchez, eyes up, calling the jam. Very much something we're going to see a lot of.
I love the way that neither team gives up at any point. They're always tracking the jammer out right as far as they possibly can until they're out of play. They never give up.
Yep.
Yeah, the penalty count's definitely getting high at this point. I mean, we've got some on 4, some on 3. It's quite intense for this point in the game, to be honest.
It is. We have Cyclo on 4, and we're only halfway through the first half. I think someone needs a calm down cuddle.
Yeah, definitely.
So Chalraiser for North Wales, but Gemog takes your lead jammer status.
It'll be interesting to see if any team uses a timeout to kind of regroup about the whole penalty situation.
I think it's interesting because obviously sometimes you do need to calm down, but also it depends on what happens in terms of if your momentum is running with either getting points, getting leads and things like that. Yes, you need to calm down, but also you don't want to put any dent in that momentum from a mindset point of view. So
it's interesting to see kind of how the penalties are balanced, because it seems to be that North Wales are getting a lot of the multiplayers and Nottingham are getting more of the cuts. So it looks more like North Wales are going in for the heavy blocking approach again.
It would seem so. I mean, from the cut track penalties, obviously we are looking at one from...
See, I can tell the future.
You can see the future.
They've called
That's
for the timeout.
That's it. It's like, everybody, let's have a banana, have a little drink, and a calm down cuddle. It's all good. That's my benching.
I love this bit in the timeouts when the refs all get together and talk and they act really serious, like they're talking about roller derby, but they're clearly just talking about like unicorns and Haribo.
Yeah.
And other ref interests.
What do you normally talk about in the timeout?
Weirdly, I seem to spend my time looking at the floor, and there's just a lot of photos of me where it looks like I'm checking people out, but I'm actually just looking at the floor, having a moment to myself.
Just like, so it's not necessarily as much of a calm down cuddle for you. It's a calm down, I'm just going to zone out for a second.
Yeah, well, I find that my eyes get really tired, like watching a jammer, just the way they move around so quickly.
Yeah.
So I just need an eye rest. Oh, look at our amazing crew there, taping the floor. That's a difficult job. Genuinely, I did it for 2 whole World Cups and my knees did not thank me for it.
Oh, did you not put your knee pants on for it?
No, because I wanted to look stylish.
Oh, I
still didn't. I still didn't. It's really hard to look stylish in like a bright yellow t-shirt.
I
don't really have the complexion for it. Some people rocked it, I did not.
It's all about the complexion and those colours.
I looked a bit like a salmon with a piece of lemon on it.
No, that's a mental image. We have Buckland up jamming for Nottingham. Absolutely wonderful, smashing out of the pack there. Basket Case hot on her heels though. We have Nottingham roller derby down to 2 blockers. So they've decided to go for the offense instead of the defense, which means that Buckland did get through quite easily, but also Basket Case super easily. Knowing Owl, the bench manager for Nottingham, he will probably run this jam to get all of the blockers out. Buckland taking a huge smash there. Ooh.
I do like it when the pack gets stretched out and a bit faster because it reminds me of like the old-fashioned roller derby. You half expect people to go a bit like going and getting a chair off the side, just getting spicy. It never happens though. I mean, that's a good thing. Like, I'm not encouraging violence.
No, not at all. But when you're going really fast, you can just lightly clip people and they go off into the danger zone.
But it is interesting how when people go for the light clip, sometimes they themselves go into the danger zone, not realising how much it would affect their balance.
Exactly. I might have done that a few times myself. Meanwhile, Meryl Streak is out and lead jammer. Tornado taking a sit down for a back block penalty. And it looks like for North Wales, Cyclo is on their 5th penalty.
Which is very interesting 15 minutes into the first half. So they've only got 2 penalties to play with for 45 minutes.
Well, to be fair, oh, lovely, but apparently not. It was a low block. Cut track for Meryl Streak, but also a low block. Yes, she passed the person that gave them the penalty, but there was also someone else there.
Yeah, you've always got to be careful with that. And kudos to the refs to be able to see 2 things at once there.
Exactly. This is why I skate and don't ref. I'm like, I concentrate on one thing at a time.
This is why I ref and don't skate, because when you're reffing, you're just watching the game. When you're skating, you have to skate and play and not do penalties.
But I get to sit down for 30 seconds, it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Tornado out and lapping. This is a really fast pack going on there, trying to keep away from Tornado. But also Meryl Streak has rejoined the pack, but given another cut track penalty. That's when you start to see penalty spirals. You've got to be really, really mentally resilient when it comes to that. It's really easy to sit down for a penalty and then get so wound up, then come back on and get another penalty and then sit down again. And you see it happen with a lot of teams that they'll go, you either get one and carry on really well for the rest of the jam, or you'll get one, get another, sometimes even another. So just needing to...
Yeah, it's definitely a psychological thing. I mean, I used to take myself to the box and just have a little word with myself and be like, just make sure you come back on calm and collected.
That's it.
It's just a game.
Big deep breath.
But at this point, it seems like much more than a game for these teams.
Well, it is. I mean, they've all worked really, really hard this season. They worked hard yesterday, and it's an accumulation of efforts. So they do see it. in their own eyes, as it is a big deal. But hopefully they can get themselves together for the next game.
So they're clearly going for the fast pack approach now off the line every time.
It seems so. They're letting the jammers sprint out and that, which is working really well, obviously, for Meryl Streak there. Gemog taking a little bit of a beating.
Yeah, it's getting a bit messy now, isn't it, really? It seems that the tactics are kind of disappearing.
There's hits everywhere. Meryl's...
Nice loud call there.
Yeah, that's what you want to hear. It's great.
No ambiguity.
Big arms from one of the North Wales bloggers. Just like, call it!
I do prefer that, though. I think there's this thing that started emerging in the men's game of this, like, hip flutter. And while it's very stylish, it's also impossible to see.
I have told many of my teamies off for that. I was like, don't do it. Refs don't like it.
Well, I mean, I'm really small, so if there's like a 6 foot tall person and they're doing this, I can't see that.
Yeah.
I can't look.
And if they're in the middle of a jam of other skaters, like, yeah, I'm going to be able to say that. Chalmers are absolutely powering out of that pack there. Buckland struggling a little bit, but little side steps to get out and lapping.
So it seems that these tactics are really working for North Wales. They're employing exactly the same approach they did yesterday, and it's a very similar pattern of gameplay. They're just kind of similar at the start and then stretching it out. However, this time it's clearly much harder on them, as you can see by the amount of penalties they're accumulating.
Yeah. Get some time to reset for both packs there as the jammers were lapping, which always makes it much, much harder for the jammers. Coming into a stationary pack is the worst. Well, even I thought that jam was being called earlier than it was from the whistles from the other.
It's really confusing. This is the thing about having 2 tracks in one room with not much separator.
Well, if you didn't know, over on the other track at the moment is Wiltshire Roller Derby versus
Dorset?
Dorset. It is Dorset. For some reason I had an absolute brain... exactly. I was going to say something, but I know it's something that I can't say. So, a brain blank. There we go. So the winner of the game on the other track will be playing the winner of the on this track. At the moment, Wiltshire Roller Derby are sitting on 109, when Dorset are sitting on 54. So the winner of this game, you know, I'm not making any assumptions.
I mean, it's quite interesting that Dorset are sat on 54 and so are Nottingham.
Wow.
Similar scores from both games, however their game is much further in.
Much further in. They are just in after half-time, and we are 10 minutes away from half-time at this juncture. So yes, winner of this game will play the winner of the other game, and the loser of this game will play the loser of the other game. So it's all to play for in this semi-final right here. I've seen bigger gaps turned around.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is nothing at the moment. And you always want to see what happens after half-time as well. Like, a lot of times something gets said, someone has a magic potion, or, you know, and...
I think especially in a game like this, just the chance to calm down would probably be a good thing. Just calm down and reset.
Yeah. Great little star pass there.
But I mean, so much has gone on and we've still got 8 minutes of the first half left. Exactly.
We have 4-1 Aztec Smash also sitting on 5 penalties now. I mean, I've gone through an entire second half on 6 penalties once, but I've only ever done it once. So both of those skaters need to be really, really careful.
I've never fouled out. Never once. I'm proud of myself.
I'm going by the laws of averages. So I've played a lot of games. I should have fouled out at least a couple of times. That's what I tell myself. Meanwhile, we've got Meryl Streak just lapping and lapping, while Skatebush is having a real hard time with that North Wales free wall. Skatebush quite a steppy jammer. Crash Call trying to give some offense on there, but unfortunately didn't help. North Wales losing 2 blockers to the box.
I never know where to look when the pack's stretched around half the track.
Yeah, there's so many places to look, and unfortunately Kate Bush will go for a sit-down back block for that move that they just did. So Merrill Streak looking to extend their lead.
Of course, we've got to be careful this season with the back blocks after the rules changed.
Yes.
So I think that's even at this point, after there's been quite a lot of games played under that new rule set, it's still interesting to see that people are still getting used to it.
Yeah. So we are sitting on quite high penalties on both teams at the moment. Megan Love sat on 4. We said before, Cyclo sat on 5.
And then for Nottingham, we've also got Aztec Smash, who sat on 5. And we've got Alf, who sat on 4.
Yeah, this isn't a great position to be in for either team right now, penalties-wise.
But at least it's even.
Yeah, it's even across the board.
They're evenly in a bad situation.
Exactly. Chalrosa getting out and lead in this power start. Offense coming in for Chalrosa, but big hit from Blocking J to recycle them back. Blocking J, an amazing blocker, that one-on-one blocking right there at the back. Little hit there from Greek Frightening to get them Skatebush back on track, trying to get through for their initial.
You've got to hand it there to Big Whoop. Just a nice little dynamic movement out the way of the skater so he doesn't get hit.
Big Whoop's amazing.
We
love Big Whoop.
He's such a nice person as well.
Exactly. He had, I came up with the best pun name ever, personally, for myself last night. Big Whoop has a gold sequin shirt.
He does.
And I was shouting, and I was like, Whoop! Whoop! Whoopee! Whoopee gold shirt!
Brilliant.
Oh my God, I've never been so proud.
It's really nice that you came up with that name for him, because he seems to have this running joke of making jokes out of my name. Because Tiny Tanium seems to be a great way to, so now apparently I'm Talky-tanium, because I'm announcing, and so this is the Tiny Whoop Tour.
Tiny Whoop Tour. Amazing. So that is another penalty for Cyclo, up to 6, and really in trouble now.
It's lovely to have these new electronic interfaces to be able to see the penalties in live real time. But it's always very stressful when the player's name on the thing turns orange, because that's when you know you've got a worry on your hands.
Exactly. And we can tell from up here now. It's nice, because sometimes when you're on the stream, you just kind of have to guess a little bit.
It's nice for you as well, because you can still look over there, but I'm short. I have to look under, and I'm seeing through this kind of crosshatch situation. And
but I mean, we've got great videos this year. We've got 2 different angles. It's amazing.
It's lovely.
You get to see the backs of the shirts, and see the front from all sides. Big up our stream team this weekend, doing an absolutely sterling job. If you could see what we could see of all of the kit and all of the people working. I
know. I walked in and I was like, wow, look at this. It's really professional.
So professional.
I've got imposter syndrome striving. But it's really nice to have people working on the stream that know the game as well, so they know which shots to switch to and what's the best thing to look at.
No, we're very, very lucky this weekend to have just amazing teams of volunteers all over the place. Yeah, and it just means that the teams can concentrate on playing. We can concentrate on talking absolute waffle.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The referee's having a little rest there, airing their heads out.
Yeah, got to take a knee when you take your helmet off.
Always vital.
Always.
Oh no, I got in trouble for that.
Oh no. Oh no.
And Paul Jones, who stood there, he got a photo of me doing it. Taking my helmet off, stood up, so there's evidence now as well.
No.
I feel so bad. And Colin, the medics that's here this weekend, he shouted at me from across the track, and everybody heard.
Well, they just want to make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
Because safety is sexy.
It is.
I always like a big shout out to Paul Jones, who's stood there in his little safety box in the middle there. There's going to be some amazing photos from this weekend, I can guarantee it.
I was saying yesterday, were you really at an event if you don't have a photo taken of you by Paul Jones?
No.
I'm not sure if I've even got a job, because there's no photos of me there by Paul Jones.
Do I have a life outside roller derby? No.
Definitely not.
Oh.
I'm quite a long official timeout.
Yes, and it is just a timeout, not an official review. I can see Owl having a quick natter on there, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. The referees do have a microphone, but because it's not an official review, we might not hear what it's about. The lovely Snoogans might let me know, though. She's sending me love via message. And Vix is doing a beautiful dance you can't see.
I can't see it, I'm here.
Oh, it was a fancy walk. It was beautiful. Buckland next up to jump. Oh, absolutely sterling forward to get through that inside line. Closely followed by Megan Love.
And we're going to get one of those lovely fast packs again.
I think so.
It'll be interesting to see if she tries to get any points before she calls it, or if she goes for the safe approach.
Oh,
she's going for the points.
Oh, unfortunately, Megan Love got through unchallenged, and Buckland got caught on that inside line. Problem being, again, packs come to a standstill. Oh, but Buckland scooches through on that outside. Absolutely wonderful.
It's interesting to see Megan Love lap them there. So they had control of the game in that situation, but didn't manage to kind of optimise on it.
Yeah, I mean, she's still got, Buckland still has control of the situation. Obviously being told by their bench manager to run this jam rather than call it close. I think, unfortunately, Megan Love is absolutely dominating in this jam, unfortunately, for Buckland.
Some jammer and jammer action.
Just let it get through there, please. Thank you. I'll take that lane. Oh, great work from Megan Love on that outside line there.
I love that when you do your little high-pitched voice pretending to be a skater. Is that what skaters sound like? And you always sound more Geordie.
Every skater in my head is Geordie and high-pitched. I'll just get through there, like, thank you. I am actually Geordie, by the way. I'm not racist.
Well, have you ever heard Big Whoop speak? Do you know he's actually Geordie, but he does this, like, he doesn't speak like that because he was telling me he just spent all his time in his room growing up, so he never, like, got infiltrated by the Geordie accent. But he does it really well. It's really interesting to hear.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, we've had a jammer hit off and run back. Tornado's like, meh. You can see she's all the way in that top right, just like, really?
We're just going to have a rest now. What's happening? Come on.
If it were me, I would be running forward, recapturing Trick Sanchez, but it's not. So
it's
not me. I'm the one that jammers hate when they're trying to eat the baby, because I'm the one that runs out and goes, is that what you're going to try then, is it?
Maybe we'll just do the whole jam like this. Who knows?
Well, they're both going to
see Whoop having a little dance to keep himself agile while he's waiting.
Oh, I thought he hated dance-offs.
It's not a dance-off, he's a clear winner already. He doesn't need to be challenged. Just keeping it professional.
Looking at his imaginary watch. Yeah, so Nottingham are in actually a really, really good position here, but they don't, like, what they need is they should send one of their blockers at least to go forward to get the jammer. Obviously, they don't want to move the pack forward because that would mean that Tornado would have to come back onto the track. But I think with Trick Sanchez maybe not paying as much attention as they should be.
Be interesting if this was the first game you'd ever watched and you tuned in right at this point. You'd be like, why do people do this?
Yeah.
People just stand on track in roller skates.
Yeah.
This is just like a battle of wills now, isn't it? Like, who's going to cave first?
Yeah, well, we've had the entire crowd counting down that jam.
Interesting tactic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody looks a bit confused now.
I mean, from a personal point of view, I think things like that do tend to interrupt the flow of the game.
Definitely.
You know, there's enough people that have played the sport for long enough to know it's like, why do I don't have to follow you.
Yeah.
I don't have to go.
I mean, I think had it have been the other way around and it was North Wales being recycled, fair play, I don't think I would have gone back on because, you know, won the game, you're in the lead.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the lead, it's a bit of an interesting tactic to just stand and wait. I think I'd be trying to get as many points in as I could at any time.
I think you've got to assess your own ability and where the team is standing, even if you are behind, because if you are being run back, like, it's a huge amount of energy because you have to do 2 laps.
Yeah, of
so, save your energy.
A big hit. Right in front of the camera. But they're not bothered, they just get up and go back on.
Exactly. Nikki's Situation is your lead jammer in this jam. Did an excellent work yesterday. It's technically a second rotation jammer. Very calm, collected, and just takes her time. Just really, really a great jammer when she's on the track. And obviously showing that right now with 8 points to Chalrose's 0. And that's the other...
These whistles are so confusing.
That's the other track whistling. This is that track. I can see Nikki's hands there going.
Oh, we've got a lovely Welsh flag coming onto the track there. I think that might be Saz. Oh, the real sense of national pride that they have. I learned a new word yesterday as well, announcing North Wales versus Riot City. Doc Mistress taught me the word Walians. I didn't know that was a legitimate word. Yeah, apparently people that are like Welsh are Walians.
Oh, is that a legitimate thing?
I mean, she made it sound like it was. I'm not really sure anymore. But she was like, oh, the Walians are going up front. And I'm like, both of these teams are Welsh. So that doesn't help. But
No.
they're not in this situation. Should we implement the word Walians?
We should.
I feel like I want to check if it's real first.
Possibly.
I don't want to make a fool of myself.
So into half-time, North Wales are sat on 131. Nottingham are sat on 84. Still all to play for in this game. In the grand scheme of things, that's not a huge differential. We'll see what chats they have at half-time and how they come out in the second half. We're going to leave you here. I'm going to grab something to eat and maybe some quick breakfast. But we shall see you back here in 13 and a half minutes.
See ya.
Bye.
Hello, welcome back to the second half of North Wales versus Nottingham for a chance to play against possibly Dorset or Wiltshire later today. We're just going to give you a quick rundown of the penalties. So currently we've got North Wales out ahead and they have also got quite a high penalty count, which seems to be the situation for this game, in contrast to yesterday where both teams were quite low scoring. We have got 1-4 sharp attack on 2, which isn't too bad. 1-6-2 is on 2 penalties also, both cuts, as that's a jammer. 1-9-1's got 4, 2-3 has only got 1, 4-1 is also on 4, 6-1-2 on 2, and number 7, Cyclo, is on 6, so she really needs to rein it in for this second half.
Yeah, there were some foul outs yesterday of kind of all the games, and maybe not affected them so much yesterday, but in this game which is going to take them through to the final, they're really going to have to watch themselves quite a lot. Not so much trouble for some players. Some players are sitting clean. On Nottingham, we have number 4-1. That is Aztec Smash sitting on 5. She is the highest penalty count right now. We have 1-2 Alf sitting on 4. 1-1-7 Skatebush and 4-7 Sabotage sitting on 3, and Gemarg. Gemarg's a jammer as well,
yeah,
so
she is.
a little bit of trouble.
You can really see the difference in gameplay today. I mean, for North Wales especially, they had quite a low penalty count yesterday, but they seem to be getting quite tired at this point in the game. So it'll be interesting to see if they've kind of had a bit of a reset during half-time and maybe might come out a bit cleaner in this half.
I mean, let's hope the penalties aren't the deciding factor in this game, because I'd really rather see the gameplay and the strategy play it. I mean, just to clarify, because you're hearing a different voice in the stream, I've not been here for the first half of the game, so I'm just taking over for the second half, which I'm really pumped to be able to do. Watching these teams yesterday, North Wales, and I'm sorry if you talked about this already, tiny bit, like North Wales had a relatively easy time of it against Riot City. They took the win quite convincingly, but Nottingham had a really, really tough showing, a very, very close game to get through. So it will be super exciting to see how these teams have the energy going in the second half, and what a start with a nice little jump down the outside line. And that's Meryl Streep for North Wales out for lead.
So you can see they think we're going to keep with the idea of the fast pack for this half as well. Yep, and the hit it and quit it method is still in play here.
Interesting to see that speed as well, because looking at a lot of the WFTDA gameplay yesterday, it was quite a lot of slow grinds as well. It was. Game of defense, and as a blocker myself, I like a low slow grind. I'm just like, could you all please slow down and let the blockers hit you very much? Thank you, please.
Interestingly, that's how it seemed to have started out, but both teams seem to have quite a lot of these jammers that rather going for the dukey method, they go for the, just the strong push, and that kind of fully defensive mode doesn't seem to work as well against that kind of jammer.
Got a bit of zonal defense off the line here. Nottingham really covering the track as best they can, but the inside line left open for Chellraiser, who picks up lead for North Wales. Buckland now out of the pack from Nottingham. That's the pivot for Nottingham. Skate Bush off to the box, and on your screen there you see Chellraiser coming round on a scoring pass.
So Wiltshire being the winner, they're going to pay for wins.
Okay, so we've just got some information that Wiltshire won the game on the other track, which means that whoever wins this game will go forward to play Wiltshire later in the day in the final.
Fantastic. Wiltshire have had a really great kind of season at Brit Champs here, and they had a storming game yesterday against Hull's Angels roller derby, which was so close, and then Wiltshire pulled it away in the last 15 minutes. So it'll be great to see them in the final later, which will be streamed on the BBC.
On the
I think I'm calling that game actually. So
you're going to be famous.
I mean, I better find out which game it is I'm calling. In the meantime, we have a really split apart pack. Trick Sanchez just now picking up lead for North Wales. Nicky Situation on the outside line. Lovely bit of toe stop work there to stay in bounds and make it out on the initial.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the kind of matchups this year. I mean, in previous years, the kind of difference in regions has been quite a big difference in gameplay, but it seems like all of the regions in the tiers are quite evenly matched this year.
Yeah, no, and I think that's just testament to British roller derby in general. Like, as championships kind of becomes more well known and the players know each other better, like they're really starting to drill strategy and starting to maybe look to higher level teams to kind of see where those small adjustments can be made. And it's really fantastic as ever to see the kind of the cream of British teams come together at British Championships playoffs. Empty penalty box as we head into Jam 4 of the second half, and it is Tornado up front at the moment for Nottingham. She has a waterfalling wall to beat, but Basket Case sneaking through on the inside picks up North Wales' fourth consecutive lead in this half.
So it seems like this half's going the same way that the first half did so far.
And Tornado just having a wee sit on the track, just going, no, I'm not going to move, thank you. I'm just going to sit here and rest myself for a second.
Not that you've just had 15-minute break or anything.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I ever jam, I need at least a 15-minute break after every jam.
I mean, this is why we just don't play. It's
possibly
easier not to.
It's possibly why I'm not on the jammer rotation in my team. Could be a reason. We're in a timeout at the moment, so I'm sure that you've already run through the officials for the first half.
Of course we have.
Of course you have. But
all the gracias to the officials, my gang, my boys.
I'd like to give out, since they're on the screen right now, I'm going to give a particular shout out to Cluster Schmuck. You can see them in the red helmet. And the reason I love them as a ref is not just because I know them personally and have done outside of roller derby, but also because you can hear their calls from the next town over.
Yeah, I was saying this earlier, and they did a really great call, and I was like, well, that was a definite call.
Yeah, no, Cluster Smuck has one of the best voices in roller derby, in my humble opinion. And since we're playing on 2 tracks today, the clarity of the ref crews is so important, and they've been doing a fantastic job all weekend coping with this double track scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not coping personally. Every time I hear a whistle from the other track, I'm like, why are they still going? Oh, they're better than I am.
It's probably, again, why we're doing the talky speak rather than the rolly whistle, which is technical terms for refereeing. Teams...
It's not easy, though, is it, this talky thing?
No,
I wasn't expecting
thing,
my actual jaw to hurt so much.
It's because of all the smiling you're doing at the roller derby.
Yeah, I'm just really loving it.
Nottingham having a little chat in the corner of your screen there, probably thinking, is there anything we can do to slow this roll that North Wales find themselves on? The score is 137-85 in favour of North Wales right now. That's not an insurmountable differential. Like, we've got still the majority of this second half to go. But if, as you say, North Wales have been so dominant in the first half, like, they're not going to give that up without a fight.
It's interesting as well to see that both teams have got a really strong bench crew, and it's really like showing in this situation that most of the communication and decisions that are being made on track are actually coming from the bench crew. The jammers are constantly looking up for confirmation of what the next step should be.
I love a good bench crew.
I think it really makes the difference.
Yeah, and it's nice when you see people from like all across Derby going and benching different teams as well. Like, I know, just off the top of my head, I know that. She's going to kill me for giving her a shout out on the stream now, but Hips, who is recently of North Wales Roller Derby, who's transferred to Tiger Bay, but she's here benching or lumming mild discomfort this weekend.
Yeah, it's very confusing for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, most things are confusing for me. Like, I've only had 1 cup of coffee today, like, bear with me.
I see her everywhere and I'm just like, are you now like the centre of roller derby? Because you're everywhere.
I hope I'm not the centre of roller derby because I'm a massive introvert and that would be very embarrassing for me. But it's I try to get myself different places, get to announce all the roller derby that I possibly can. I'm wondering what this official timeout is doing, because as you can probably tell, dear listeners, we are just talking at you right now. Okay, so we just found out that we do have a downed skater at the moment, which is off camera, so apologies for not clarifying that for you sooner. And just bear with us, we're going to give our voices a little bit of a break whilst that is being dealt with.
And as you can hear from the crowd there, the skater's back on the feet and just walking over to be seen by the medics. North Wales are clearly eager, getting straight back on track.
And of course, always good to give a shout out to our incredible medical crew who keep us safe and keep us rolling whenever possible. And they're the whole backbone of this. We literally would not be able to do it without them. So we thank them so much for giving up their time. So we're lining up to head into Jam 5 now after that timeout for injury. Empty penalty box once again, which is lovely to see. That's 162 lining up for North Wales Meryl Streak and 5-8 Buckland for Nottingham. Bit of a scrum pack off the line now, speeding up as the blockers split apart. Buckland out, but taken to the outside, and Meryl Streak finding room, picks up lead once again for North Wales. Having a storming game right now.
It's really interesting to see how whenever North Wales have got a full complement of blockers on track, there is always somebody doing offence, and that really seems to be helping the jammers to get out.
They're a very well drilled and well gelled team, and I think Nottingham also have that kind of consistency in them, but maybe are not able to execute it at the speed at which North Wales are doing it right now. So 4 points on the jam from Meryl Streak, and you're just getting on your screen by the looks of it.
Roller.
A little bit of, we had a little bit of a gameplay flash screen there, but now we're back to the track. I like a little interlude myself, I'm not complaining. North Wales with 1 in the box to start this jam. So Nikki situation with 1 to beat, but taken to the out. And Chellraiser with lead now for North Wales.
That was a lovely hit.
Yeah, Nikki's situation taking some big old spills here. North Wales waterfalling in front of her. Oh, but Nikki's situation is off to the box. We'll just see what that is for you. I'm guessing a low block, but I'm not going to call it just yet. It is a low block. And North Wales calling the jam, freezing the opposing jammer in the box for the start of jam 7.
And we're going to another official timeout there.
I think looks like they're clarifying the penalty there for Nottingham's bench coach.
It'd be lovely if we could hear what they were saying.
And a bit of bad luck, we do have another injured player right now, so some thrills and spills going on. So we're just going to sort that out for you.
Yeah, it's really kind of showing at this point that the teams are getting a bit tired, I think.
Oh, fatigue and just any situation, like a different floor, just a little, all it takes is a little slip, doesn't it?
The crowd is still loving it.
The crowd this weekend, it has to be said, and I know you won't necessarily get this sense on the stream, but the crowd this weekend has been absolutely phenomenal. Just out in force, every seat taken for a lot of the games, really, really cheering on their players and seeing some really great kind of camaraderie in the audience. And
I mean, just to be here for the first game of the day.
I wasn't here for the first game of the day, so well done to the audience. I was here yesterday for the first game of the day. What more do you want from me? I also we've got the mirror bench for North Wales at the moment draped in the Welsh flag, which just says it all. With the battle of the Welsh teams yesterday with Riot City and North Wales taking each other on, and it was just like the Rugby World Cup in house a little bit.
I think it's really handy as well that their shadow bench is actually also a skater and also a ref. So just having that.
They know the rules.
All the skills.
I wish I had all the skills.
I wish I had any of the skills.
Mostly when I mirror bench, I just get really caught up in the action. I'm just like, oh wait, I'm meant to be telling you what to do? Well,
yeah,
excuse me.
If I line up, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm just watching the game. Yeah. Just turn around, look at the wall.
Looks like that official timeout is going to be coming to an end very shortly as we have skaters coming back to the jam line. 2 players for Nottingham, one of course being the jammer sitting in the penalty box. So a power start for North Wales. Five seconds called. And we do have a North Wales blocker in the box as well, so a micro pack. Trick Sanchez with some nice little lateral dukes, makes it out for Leeds. And coming round on your screen there for the first scoring pass. Oh, taken to the out by the Nottingham pivot, who resets in the straightaway, but doesn't manage to lock down that space, and Trick completes that scoring pass for 4 points.
Now this is the thing, in the heat of the moment, it always seems like a great idea to do the big recycle, but if you haven't got anyone going back with you, it can sometimes make it really difficult to keep hold of that jammer.
But it looks so cool when you do it.
It does look cool.
Let's be honest, guys, we all recycle because it looks cool. No, for no other reason.
Especially the whole going back and putting your hands up like, you have to come behind me. Nice
hit out there by 1-4 from North Wales, who resets the Nottingham jammer. Nikki situation, who's out of the box. You can see on your screen there that she has removed the star, perhaps hoping to effect a star pass, but her pivot is very busy at the moment, holding back Trick. There goes Nikki completing the initial.
Of course, there's the whole psychological thing of as soon as you take the star off, the other team has to look for 2 skaters. Sometimes a bit of distraction can be really helpful.
And really nice to get a trackside view there of the action, because you can see how effectively Nottingham are being split apart by North Wales. and a jammer is just able to ping pong their way through the pack rather than having to contest a wall. So smart play there from the Welsh team. Score currently sitting at 160 to 85 after a 16-point jam from North Wales there.
So they're really starting to break away now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the gameplay here is definitely in favour of North Wales, very convincing. But what I always like to say is that there wouldn't be a game without the opposing team.
No, of course, and it's definitely not a washout.
Oh, and look at this now, the first lead of this half for Nottingham, and it is Tornado out with the lead. A quick star pass from basket case off to Megan Love. Megan Love, of course, I believe a national Team Wales skater. I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep, and coming in to the pack, takes a hit from Pucker Up, but nice little toaster work on the outside. Picks up 4 points, matching Tornado's pass right now.
And it's always interesting when the team that's not currently in their favour, when they get lead, are they going to go for the hit it and quit it, or are they just going to run the jam? Seems like they're going for running the jam.
I mean, I think when you've got lead status, you might as well. But nonetheless, North Wales coming out on top there. Lovely work there from the Wales team to... Oh, no, not coming out on top. I do apologise. That's 8-all. That's a wash in that jam. But it just goes to say, folks, you need to train your pivots. You need to train your pivots to jam. I'm going to call this season of the pivot, and that's mainly because of Beth Lord, who plays for London Brawling.
Well, I mean, everybody keeps saying this whole thing of, oh, our pivot's obsolete, we don't need pivots anymore. I mean,
No.
Clearly we do.
Pivots are the best.
I mean, I would not jam if I did not have a pivot.
Buckland now, second lead status for Nottingham in a row. Just ignore your scoreboard there for a second, folks. 1 point seems to have gone up, but that is probably going to be corrected. I hope so.
I think it could potentially be a point that was put on from the previous jam.
That is a valid point. We'll just see if there's adjustment there. So 2 points going up, 2 additional points going up now for Nottingham.
Yeah, I think it was the point from the previous jam.
Yeah. I think you're right. This is why I'm not in charge of things like scoring. I'm just like, I still miss the 5-point pass. I'm still convinced that sometimes happens. And
I miss the 5-point pass just because I miss doing this. All the thumb action.
Trick Sanchez now lining up against Nikki Situation. Nottingham setting up that tripod at the back. Nikki taking a knee, but picks up lead. That's the 3rd lead in a row for Nottingham. What great tenacity right now from the team in green. Trick Sanchez is out of the pack, but Nikki comes through, picks up 4 points. Nice little butt swing from there by Trick into the Nottingham wall, which reforms pretty quickly. And Nikki choosing to run this jam. But pulls it off.
It's interesting to see now that the penalties are really starting to rack up. We've got 2 skaters for North Wales that are on 5 penalties and 1 on 6, and a skater for Nottingham that are on 6, and there's quite a few others coming in at 4 at the minute, with still 20 minutes of the game to go.
Yeah, and I think, you know, adjustments will have to be made to the lineups to affect that, but I think as long as the jammers are staying reasonably consistent, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, because I know we like our set blocking lineups, but at the same time we can block with everyone. Nice bit of offense there from the North Wales pivot. That's 1 for sharp attack.
And 4th lead in a row for Nottingham.
Yeah, I was just going to say, but it wasn't an offense that was desired. Meryl Streak being caught up by a Nottingham defensive formation. Makes it out on the initial. Tornado working her way around with some nice patience there to pick up the 4 points and cause it off.
Interestingly, both of these teams are very dynamic. They have a lot of people that kind of have a double or even triple threat, so I don't think they'll struggle too much with the penalty issue. You know, there's a lot of people that can play any position needed.
I hope not. I think like it's going to be more about the stamina, especially with one of these teams, you know, one of these teams going into the final later. I mean, it's mental game as well. It's everything. Like, I think what people don't necessarily realise from the stream is that this hall is so intense with 2 games going on. There's a lot of noise.
And I mean, now the crowd are all sandwiched in.
Oh, so close there. Oh, I really thought that Buckland was going to make it out for lead, but it's basket case for North Wales. And North Wales now resetting this tripod. Oh, basket case picking up a forearm as she comes into the pack and hits Buckland. So it's now a power jam for Nottingham and a 2-minute jam to boot.
So you can see it's getting really interesting now. There's everything to play for, and although there's quite a big difference in the score, the teams to watch still look really evenly matched, so it's still a really interesting game to watch.
Some lovely one-on-one blocking there from Wales, but Buckland makes it out.
I love that when they just go in for a hit even when the jammer's not there.
I mean,
give us something to look at.
Why not? Buckland making the first scoring pass, picks up 4 points, and basket case just now released from the penalty box. Nottingham not really in a formation right now, but everyone's falling over. Nice eyes there from Pucker Up.
You can see this real strength there from that North Wales tripod.
Some 2-wall action going on at the back to hold back basket case.
I think where North Wales have it is the real ability to just instantly reform that wall.
Yeah, and you can see that Nottingham are more broken apart. There has been a star pass now to Pucker Up, passed off by Buckland. Now
that perfect call there.
And there's also been a star pass to Megan Love. So this is the battle of the pivots right now. Forearm being whistled. I don't know who that's on, but the jam comes to a natural conclusion. 8 points in that for Nottingham Roller Derby, 3 for North Wales. And an exact 60-point differential. North Wales out in front with 174, Nottingham with 114.
I mean, we've still got 16 minutes left, so anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
So lining up for this jam, we have got the jammer for North Wales as Trick Sanchez, and for Nottingham, we've got Nikki Situation.
Quite a familiar matchup, but Trick with lead, Nikki just about 10 feet behind. Oh, we're going to have some jammer battles here. Trick trying to do a bit of a clock kill here by the looks of it.
I love a bit of jammer on jammer action.
I don't think any points were scored in that jam. Nope, closed fists going up from the officials.
Oh, I think we might be going to a timeout here.
Yeah, timeout called by Nottingham.
I think that was a timeout by North Wales.
It's
really confusing because the North Wales have got green and purple on their uniform.
Yeah, no, I saw somebody in green ask for a timeout, but I think you're right. I think that's the North Wales one.
So it'll be interesting here to see if the reason that they've called for the timeout is that they've noticed that Nottingham have kind of started to cotton on to some of the tricks that they're pulling. So maybe they're just going to have regroup and change the tactic. They were really good at doing that yesterday, playing against Riot City Ravens. They were really good at adapting to kind of the gameplay that was going on and just completely changing tact. It was like a whole different team came out, and it really helped them to keep that that spread out to the front. At this point in the game, the timeouts always feel really long because I'm dead excited to see what's going to happen and where it's going to go. I'm like, no, don't call a timeout. Just carry on playing.
Oh, the Welsh contingent in the crowd are alive and kicking this morning.
As you can see, they've gone for a really advanced chant of just saying the word Wales repeatedly.
I mean, it is the best part about being Welsh is that our chants are very simple. You just shout Wales over and over again. It's very easy. Anyone can do it.
Oh, you can confirm this for me. Dark Mistress taught me a new word yesterday, Walians. And me and Coco were discussing if is it actually a word?
I mean, Dark Mistress is very wise, so I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to point out that I'm only Welsh by blood, so I don't know all of the Welsh secrets.
Like, have I been bamboozled? Is it a word?
It's entirely possible. My favourite Welsh word is Poppity Ping, which is Welsh for microwave.
I was at the Charters Cup reffing and they had an indoor bowling room. Bolio Dandu.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Why wouldn't you be Welsh?
Everything just sounds exciting.
It is the best language, even though I don't know anything about it.
So after that timeout was over, we were going straight into an official timeout. I think that some of the on-skates officials are just having a bit of a discussion.
They're just building the tension for us. Okay, 5 seconds called. We are back on Derby time, going into Jam 14. Meryl Streak and Tornado wearing the stars on. Nice little slide. The Jam is just in unison around the outside.
No time wasted by anyone.
Meryl Streak's like, come on, follow me then.
Oh, I think we're going for a race now.
Second scoreless Jam in the last few, and just a bit of foot race going on to warm ourselves back up after that timeout.
I just want a bit of traditional roller derby from back in the day.
Oh no, I'm not for traditional roller derby. I just give me low and slow and strategic blocking any day of the week. But nonetheless,
See, I can't do that because I've got no strategy.
I mean, I didn't say I had strategy. I just said I don't want to go very fast. But no, don't get me wrong. I do like a foot race for the adrenaline and so on. But no points scored in that Jam, so just a bit of a run around. Trick, Sanchez and Buckland lining up now. Trick taking a bit of a hit to the floor, but pops back up. Whistle's being blown. And Trick makes it out, but Buckland not far behind her. And Nottingham just North Wales, just bleeding blockers to the box in this Jam.
And now we're doing laps.
We are, look at this, there's only one player on track for North Wales. Oh no, now two in attendance. Pack reforms in the straightaway. And the Jam is called off. I don't think we're going to see any points for Nottingham there or for North Wales. That's the second scoreless Jam in a row.
You can really see in this kind of game why you have to get 27 in 5 to pass your mins.
Yeah, I still think that's stupid. But I'll address it in my letter to the WFTDA. Oh no, 4 points did go up for North Wales there. So nice eyes there from Trick. Oh no, now it goes off. Oh goodness me. Right, no points in that last Jam. North Wales starting with 2 in the box. Nicky situation being given a little help there. I think that's from Greek Frightening. And makes it out for Leeds. Meryl Streak also out of the pack now.
This is a very fast game.
Yeah, Nicky putting the wheels on, hits the floor. And a big smile there with the call off. Puts up 4 for Nottingham. Oh my goodness, it's so confusing
It's really confusing.
having two teams that start with N.
They both start with N, and the North Wales has green and purple for their uniforms, and then Nottingham are playing in the same green that North Wales have, and their bench crew are in.
It's just not okay.
But at least it's high contrast.
We're in timeout once again. We just seem to be spoiling you with the timeouts right now, folks. Just to give you a heads up, on the other track in about 8 minutes, if you're watching on the stream, we're going to have Glasgow men's roller derby facing off against Mild Discomfort. That is for the 3rd, 4th place in the MRDA Tier 1 men's game.
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting, as Mild Discomfort went up against New World Order yesterday, which led them to this game, and GMRD went up against LRT.
Yeah, and I watched both those games and they were absolute crackers, but Mild, you know, really struggling against MWO. I hope they get more of a chance to play their game today. In the meantime, on this track, Chilreza is lead for North Wales. Tornado is out and inches behind. Oh my God, it's another pointless jam. Are we just we're just having a bit of a run around now. Just keeping the old legs warm. That is about 4 scoreless jams in the last 5, I think.
I think it is.
Well, I mean, a jam's a jam. I don't really have anything more to say about it. I have no intelligent commentary. I have run out.
There's not much you can say when it's been the same thing 5 times in a row.
I mean, I normally have too much to say, so this is quite refreshing. Oh, Buckland with great eyes round the outside, picks up lead for Nottingham.
I mean, clearly something has happened, and Nottingham are going for all of the leads now.
Basket case, half a trap behind, but out on the initial. We're basically in a pace line in this pack. Buckland goes round her wall.
This is really the difference. As much as Nottingham are getting out for lead now, North Wales are still hot on the tail, getting their jammer straight out and forcing the call off.
Yeah. 2 points though for Nottingham. 174 plays 120 in favour of North Wales. And we've got cheers from the audience for Buckland, which is funny because she's not on the jam line right now, but it's still nice. It's Nikki Situation and Meryl Streak. Meryl Streak loving that apex inside line this game, out for lead for North Wales. Nikki out through the inside line on the initial.
There's a lovely little shoulder check there.
Yeah, from Greek Frightening. Good eyes there from Meryl Streak. Comes back on at legal position. But Nikki Situation taking advantage of the chaos, puts up 4 points, matching Meryl Streak now. Nottingham with only 2 blockers on track. So Meryl Streak choosing to run this. Nice hit out there by Greek Frightening once again. Draws, but does pick up a penalty for a trouble. Meryl Streak resets, completes that scoring pass.
See, the penalties are coming in thick and fast again now.
Yeah, but this time for Nottingham. Nice star pass there to pop her up. And Nottingham just trapped there by that North Wales defence. Nottingham picking up a back block penalty there from one of their blockers.
And unfortunately, she didn't leave the track efficiently enough and got a insubordination as well. So she'll sit for 2 penalties at 60 seconds.
Meryl Streak on a huge scoring run right now, 16 points on the jam as the jam comes to an end. Oh my goodness me. And at the end of that jam, we also have Pucker Up sitting in the penalty box as the jammer. I think we're also seeing a foul out from Skate Bush. 117 for Nottingham.
Yeah, so she was only waiting on, I think, 1 penalty to take her into the foul out, and unfortunately she got 2 because she got the insub as well. So
yeah, so there's just going to be a little official timeout while they effect that switch in the box.
Impressively though, the players we were previously worried about that were sitting on 6 have managed to keep it at 6.
Oh, don't jinx it.
And some people have come on from way behind on 3 and just bashed it all the way down to 7.
Score just being adjusted now. That was 20 points for Meryl Streak and 11 for Nottingham. So great jam from both teams there. So it's going to be a power start, and I think that is Trailraiser taking the start there for this opportunity. Pivot line start, North Wales holding back a little bit.
That was beautiful.
I mean, Trailraiser's like, do you know what, pals? I've got this. You just rest your wee selves there for a second. Megan Love taking out Greek Frightening, I think it is there.
Oh, I'm close there, but just out.
Oh no, it's Crash Call that's been taken out. Pucker Up released from the penalty box. Comes in to the North Wales pack. Nice work there from Pucker Up to complete the initial. Trailraiser in the meantime picking up 4 points. Pucker Up continuing to run this as the jammer rather than trying to affect the star pass.
I mean, you've absolutely got to give it to Hurst there.
Yeah, Hurst goes off to the penalty box with a big old smile going, oh, that was probably worth it, whatever I just did. Now the star comes off to Pucker Up and passed off to 1-6. That is Tornado.
And unfortunately, Hurst getting that penalty does put her up to 6, so she's only got one to play with for the next 6.5 minutes, and she seems to be on quite a heavy rotation at the minute.
Who is that? Is that...
That's Hurst.
Hurst you're talking about, sorry. Yep, there we go. 6 minutes and change left to go in this second half. North Wales 202 with 8 points in that last jam. Nottingham 134 with 3 in the last jam.
So North Wales breaking the double century. So lining up for this jam, we have got Buckland for Nottingham and Trick Sanchez for North Wales.
Trick trying the inside line but shut down. Buckland on the out but takes a hit. But manages to pop back up, finds space on the inside, picks up leads.
And that's a penalty for Trick. I think it was a 4 rounds.
Yeah, 4 round. That's Trick's first penalty of the game.
She's very good for a jammer on that heavier rotation.
Yeah, I was going to say, big hit coming in there from Hurst on Buckland. And that's Hurst off to the box, so that will see Hurst for North Wales foul out in the last few minutes. We just had a great game. Buckland ducking past to put up the first points of this jam.
I think you can really see the fact that they're starting to get tired now. And they've both got another game to play today.
Oh, nice little spin move there from Buckland coming into the North Wales wall. But some lovely blocking going on there. And she is on the floor, but popping back up. Such a resilient jammer. Calls the jam before Trick can hit the pack and puts up 3 additional points for Nottingham, holding North Wales scoreless. So that's really smart work there.
I love these chants.
Oh yeah, the Welsh do not rest with the chants.
So we've got another timeout for North Wales, I think, there.
That is for North Wales, yes.
And all the rest go for a little chat. They look really professional. Talk about Haribo. It's so confusing that that's exactly the same green as what Nottingham are wearing. It's literally identical, like the same Pantone.
It's rude, that's what it is. But I really like this colour combination. I know
Yes,
that
so do
roller
I.
derby is no longer about aesthetics, but I really appreciate it.
So do I. Green's my favourite colour. Purple's Rainy's colour. What can I say?
We've got an official review called now by North Wales, so we will try to bring you the results of that.
Interesting tactic to go for a timeout before the official review. rather than the other way around.
And we can see our head announcer Snoogans heading into the middle to listen in to that official review.
We have got a live mic down there, so hopefully we'll be able to switch to that mic and hear the result of the official review directly from the head ref.
Yeah, let me try and check to see if that is on. They're trusting me with the technology of this, folks, and that's a really terrible idea. It is on. I did it! I pressed the right button. I'm so proud of me.
You know, this is a very advanced setup. Like, I feel very like in the tech at the minute.
I feel a little intimidated by all the knobs and buttons, but
so do I.
But it's fine. We've got very good people here helping us on this stream, and they've been absolutely patient as saints all weekend.
Don't know how they do it when you look over there and they've got like 6 or 7 computers set up, and I'm just
Purple team are requesting a cut call on green jammer.
So the ref mic is working then.
Definitely, loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
So we should get some feedback again from the head ref.
Here we go.
Team, the cut call will not stand. Purple team have lost their official review.
So business as usual. No call stands. And we're going to go back to the action. We're going to head into jam 22. I swear it was only jam 4 like 5 minutes ago, but time doesn't exist in roller derby. It just goes so darn quickly.
I think it's all these timeouts are very confusing.
And we have almost a full complement of players. We have 1 blocker standing in the box for North Wales. Megan Love with the start for North Wales, but Nikki's situation quick and slick through the pack for lead jammer in favour of Nottingham.
Nikki was out before I even knew what was going on.
Yeah. Nottingham running some offense up against that tripod now for Nikki. Megan taking a big spill to the outside, courtesy of Greek Frightening and Friends. And now we see Megan with the star stash through on the initial. Sharp attack setting up her wall to catch Nikki's situation. Nikki favouring that outside line. And then Megan coming in, but not quite finding the space. And jam is called as Nikki puts up 4 additional points. I think there was a no pass, no penalty, perhaps issues on that first scoring pass. 7 total on the jam. At this point, I'm just praying for no more timeouts, to be honest. I'm just like, pals, I love you all, but
let's just do it now.
Could you just play the roller derby? Really small pack set up, 1 player apiece in the box. Meryl Streak and Tornado. Meryl Streak just round the outside, picking up lead for North Wales. Tornado heads down, makes it out on the initial. Nice gaps formed there by the North Wales defence, putting Meryl through for 4 and the call. Tornado just does a bit of a like hand dance going, please give me some points, go on, please, I did really well, please give me 1. And the ref goes, no. This is why I'm not allowed to be a ref, because I would just be like, you did a good apex jump. Have a point.
Saying yesterday with Coco, there definitely should be like a whole separate scoring system just for finesse.
Yeah, like they do in figure skating, right? Like you get points.
Like we should have those like Strictly Come Dancing like announcers points for finesse.
We should. I'm going to do that next time. I'm going to have cards, and they're just all going to be 10s across the board because everyone's doing such a great job. I always say that, and somebody's got a forearm. Now it's Curse. Trick Sanchez and Buckland are jamming right now. Trick really pushing up front, putting that cheese grater whole strategy into the Nottingham wall.
I mean, interesting to see that North Wales have got lead this time. I mean, it's been quite a lot in Nottingham's favour in terms of lead in the past few jams.
Trick doing some really smart work there, just slowing Buckland down. She knows that she's fully in control right now. She's going to run this.
Yeah, that's a great choice at this point in the game. We've only got a minute and a half left, so...
Yeah, she's not even bothered about the points at the moment. And look, Buckland's just going, well, if you're not going to run, then I'm not going to run. See, I'm the opposite. If I was Buckland there, I'd be like, right, you know what? I'm just going to go really, really fast, and I don't care if you call it off because I'm going to have fun. 1 point picked up there by Nottingham. How is that possible? Did they pass a player? Was one player in the box?
Even if a player was in the box, they still need to pass the player first.
I think they must have passed a player. I saw a ref put a finger up there, so fair play to Nottingham. Trailraiser and Nikki Situation, jammers of the right now. Trailraiser, nice and quick through that inside. Nikki Situation, hot on her wheels.
Oh, we're going to have another race now.
I do love a race. Greek frightening, and that player just having a little tete-a-tete and high five. Oh, I love roller derby. That was Max.
Oh, and everybody goes down.
Forearm being called on at number 4-1 for Nottingham. That's Aztec smash, and that is going to see Aztec foul out now. Trailraiser, hop, skip and a jump around the outside, picks up the 4, calls the jam.
And that is our unofficial final score. We'll just wait and see if anyone calls a timeout and get some...
Please, no more timeouts. Please. Please.
Just get the scores confirmed by the jam refs. Just waiting for the last confirmation off the jam refs.
Yeah, according to the last jam, it was 8 points for North Wales, 4 for Nottingham.
And that's your final score. So that is 2-1-4 to North Wales, 1-5-3 to Nottingham, which means North Wales are going to be going ahead to play Wiltshire later today, and
Nottingham will play Dorset.
Yeah.
Those will be 2 fantastic matchups. Very excited to see. Stay tuned on this track. Next, we are going to have London Roller Derby's Battersea Power taking on the Manchester Checkerboards. And I will be on house for that. Very excited to get going on that. Thank you so much for joining us on the stream. I've been Loud and Queer.
And I've been Tiny Tanium. See you later.
Bye.